Hey friends, Sara Oehler and Kristen Fagan are here today for Coffee and Craft Wire. Kristen's having a little bit of a technical difficulty, so she's going to work on that while you guys are loading on to our live video. So today we've got two projects. I already broke my project first thing this morning. So I will show you what not to do. And then we can go over hopefully what will work for the other end of the bracelet. So that's that. And then Kristen has a really cute pair of earrings. If she can get through her technical difficulty, she's having a terrible Wi-Fi this last few days in the Phoenix area with Cox Cable. And so she's been just a little fuzzy this morning. And she's trying to see if she can get in here and get a real clean signal. Who is here? Hi, Motorcrafts. Nice to see you. Sound off if you're here and you're ready and you've got your coffee and you're ready to talk some craft wire. We would love to see who's here. We are streaming to multiple places. So we are streaming into the Softflex Facebook page, into the Great Beat Extravaganza Facebook group, the Great Beat Extravaganza YouTube channel. Did you know we had one of those? And the Softflex Company YouTube channel. So lots of different places where you could be here and interacting. If you find you're on a stream that doesn't have many people, you can always jump over to another and you'll see a bunch of people there probably chatting away. Good morning. And if you want us to see who you are, make sure you click the link for StreamYard. That should be in the description of this video, and that'll let us see your name and know who you are. All right. Hopefully things are getting a little better over there for Miss Kristen. Hi, Angela. Hey, Tony. How's it feeling, Kristen?
It feels okay, but you were able to tell me more than me that I was dropping. So
yeah. So Kristen might be a little fuzzy this morning, both in her brain because it's early and on the screen. But I think we'll make it work. And if it just gets too bad, then she may drop off and join you again later. It is our takeover day in the Great Beat Extravaganza. I'm gonna put us live now, Kristen. Okay.
All right.
Ready to go. It is our takeover day in the Great Beat Extravaganza Facebook group, and we are super duper excited. So we will be doing 3 giveaways today. We will be posting information on each of these giveaways in the group. So that's where you can find all the details. And we have Coffee with Craft Wire. Kristen's supposed to have another video at 2.
Yeah, so hopefully everything will be working okay for me then as well.
I hope so. Yeah, it's so hard because we're really under the pressure of everything working. Then some things are totally out of our control, right?
Yes. So I think we're good right now. Hi, everybody. Great to see you all this morning. It is a little early, and I do have a fuzzy brain as well as I may look fuzzy at times because Sara was getting nervous because I kept saying, I'll see you at 10. She was like, no, it's 9.
Yeah, I was like, do not leave me hanging at 9 o'clock, and you are busy sleeping.
Just doing the morning thing.
Oh my gosh. So look at my mug, Kristen.
It's so cute. I'm so glad you got that.
I know. I might still go back and buy you one and ship it to you. It's so cute, and it's so just like fun that it reminds me of our kit this month.
Yes, and it looks like a good size mug too. It looks like a perfect size. Yeah.
It's the kind of mug you want on a morning when you're doing a 9 a.m. video.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So why I thought it was so neat is we have a Be Kind design kit right now. And so it was so funny when I walked in my grocery store, my Rayleigh's, and they have their Be Kind line. It wasn't just this mug. The mug was the only thing that said Be Kind on it, but they had a bunch of bee items. And it was just so
Oh,
cute. So I
I
had to get
love bees.
I
Anybody else
know.
out there like a super bee lover? Like we're our gardeners and our pollinators and all of that stuff. My mom is super afraid of bees. It's actually really quite hysterical because if one just kind of like she feels like they come right for her, and it could be her reaction. It just might be out in the bee world that they know she's going
They
to
sense
have
your fear and anxiety.
this crazy reaction. Yeah, she just jumps up and starts like screaming and wailing, and it's quite a sight. Oh, did I drop?
No, you're good. You're just breaking up a little bit, but we'll just try to make
Oh,
it through and we'll see. Hopefully it
yeah.
doesn't get too annoying for everybody because everybody loves to see you, right?
Yeah, and I like to be
It's the
here.
trade-off.
So yeah, hopefully we can stick it out for the whole hour here. Yeah, Stevie
Yeah,
says, yeah, have to love the bees. You know, they do so much for us. They really do. They are hard workers.
they are. Yeah, my Hazel doesn't like to wear shoes. And no matter how many times we tell her to wear shoes, she will take her shoes off wherever we go. It's very difficult to get her to put shoes on. She's gotten stung on the foot twice now. Twice. And it hurts. Her whole little foot swells up. And
Yeah.
I keep telling, like, every time she doesn't put them on, I'm like, remember what it felt like?
She's a girl after my own heart. I don't like shoes either.
Oh my gosh. She's going to have to find a job where she doesn't have to wear shoes someday.
Like me. I'm not wearing shoes right now.
I'm not either. I mean, maybe she needs to work for Softflex.
There you go.
Oh my gosh. So Takeover Day is going to be so fun. We have a giveaway that starts right away, don't we, Kristen? Let me find it.
We do. And before I forget, I just want to say that I love seeing your comments this morning on our question about color memory. We asked, what is your favorite summer memory and what kind of color does that come up and inspire? And I think that's going to be really fun to read all day. So keep posting.
It's so uplifting to like think of like watermelon and pools and lakes and like all the fun stuff they were posting about was so really cool. Okay, so giveaway. Let me see if I can figure it out. Giveaway number 1 is going to be pinned to our announcements, right?
Right after this video, yeah.
Right after this video, you're going to go to our YouTube channel. You're going to pick a video that you like. You've either made it before or seen it, or just look at the pictures and pick one that you really think would be enjoyable to do. Subscribe to our YouTube channel while you're there, and then take the link for that video and come back to the post. You'll see it. It'll be clear as day in the announcements. Go to that post and comment with that video link, and that will be your entry to win. We are giving away a $25 store credit for each of our 3 giveaways. So you have 3 chances to win today. That's only the first one. We will also have a second and a third, which we will talk about as we get further along in the day for our takeover. Right. If you're not already a member of the Great Beat Extravaganza Facebook group, make sure you go join because Midsummer Market is coming up this weekend. Preview night. I know, it came so fast. Preview night is on Friday night at, I think, 5 p.m. Pacific time. Yeah. And then there will be 15 companies giving 1-hour presentations on Saturday and Sunday into that Facebook group. So it's really important you go get a member, and we will post details, Motorcrafts, on how to find the link after the video. We'll post it onto the giveaway so that it's easier for everybody to find.
So we're talking about the Southflex Company YouTube channel. That's the one you need to go to and find a video you like. And when you watch a video, when you open it up, there is a spot on the right-hand side that says share. Click on share and you will be able to copy that link, and then just copy that and paste it into the Great Beat Extravaganza giveaway #1 post, which will get posted after this video.
Yeah. All right. The other thing I wanted to point out is you need to post or go and turn on all of your notifications for the group, because the event is coming up this weekend. The easiest and quickest way to find each presentation is if you're getting all notifications from the group. So usually that's at the top of your screen. I feel like there's 3 dots. Is that where we do it? Well, maybe we'll have to post instructions for that as well. But turn on
the device. So sometimes it's in different places. So that's kind of tough sometimes. But yeah.
I feel like Kate did a quick walkthrough of some kind. I'll have to look and see if I can.
The frequently asked questions. I think there's a spot that talks about turning on notifications.
Okay, maybe I'll copy and paste that into its own post today. So turn those notifications on. That way it's real easy to find each presentation. Otherwise, you have to keep refreshing and refreshing and refreshing for the video to come up for you when it gets loaded or posted. So it's just a whole lot easier if you're just getting the notifications to begin with. So I wanted to mention that. What else is going on?
And one other tip, if you're just struggling with where something is, like if you're waiting for the next video, we pin them into announcements throughout the weekend. So check the announcements section and just refresh there. Sometimes it could take people a few minutes to get themselves together and get started, you know, but it should end up in that announcements if you're really struggling, can't find it anywhere else.
And we have built into the schedule little breaks between each presentation. So most of the presenters are trying to start a little early. And that way you can kind of get loaded in and everyone can find them, and it'll be, but there just are those times like this morning for poor Kristen where internet is not working properly or something has happened in that presenter's day that just puts them a little behind. So just try to be patient. You'll find it eventually. It'll be there. If not, someone will post and let you know there's a problem. So just keep looking for it.
Right, Susie, Kristen? Yeah, that's the issue I'm having today. We're just not connecting me and my computer. Sometimes it happens.
Kristen's doing this on purpose so I don't ask her to do 9 a.m. videos anymore.
That was supposed to be my little secret.
I'm on to you. Okay, a few more notes and then we'll get into our projects. Kristen's doing a little, you can see it up there at the top, a little hive charm onto an earring. And I was going to show you my Kumihimo, which I am going to show you, but first thing this morning, I broke the end of it because I was just being too rough with my craft wire. So I'm going to show you what not to do, and then I will show you hopefully what to do on the other end. But it's just a work in progress anyway, so you can kind of see how my brain is working when I'm doing a new project like this. I think it'll be fun to take a look regardless of my broken end. I was so bummed, but.
Well, you're using a very thin gauge, aren't you?
I'm using a thinner gauge than I did before. Yeah, I was testing.
I think you used a thinner gauge than previous.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
I wanted to see what it would be like. Now I know it's a lot more tender in a lot of different ways. But we'll definitely talk about that too. The last thing before we get going that I really wanted to talk about is Customer Appreciation Week. Softlex Company is having its very first customer appreciation week coming up at the end of July. And we have invited some of our favorite friends who sell our products to come and give you tutorials in our Facebook group. And it's going to be free, but you can buy kits from just about every one of these presenters. And it'll be a limited supply of kits from each of them. But they have so graciously offered to help us out. And so I'm hopeful that it's going to be something we can do on an ongoing basis. But it's going to be like a mini GBE in some ways. You'll get like 3 presentations a day for 5 days in a row. And all projects using Softflex beading wire or craft wire from some of your favorite friends, some of our favorite friends, who are also many of them part of GBE, but then some new friends like Design and Adorn, and a few others that will do things that are different than what you've been able to see in the past using our wire. So we're super excited. We will be launching in just a couple weeks.
So much fun. I'm really excited to see what other people come up with to share with everybody, because I think it's just going to be really neat to see how everyone's brain works differently and have different ideas for using Softflex beading wire as well as craft wire, whichever they decide to go with.
We're gonna be partnering with Abby from the Bead Place and Andrew from Allegory Gallery, and a few others that you know really well from GBE that you love. So it's going to be a really good time. I'm very, very enthusiastic about it because I think it's going to be a nice way that we can thank all of those customers that sell our product by introducing them to you in a new and different way, and also a way for us to thank all of you for supporting our products over the years and to give you, just like a really special fun week. So we will be posting dates and kits and all sorts of information right around the 23rd of June. So I think it's Wednesday, the 23rd, that we'll start really giving you information about what it's going to be like. And you can check it out there. I see Abby's here. Hi, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Wonderful. I can't wait.
I can't wait to see what Abby makes. She's such a neat designer. She just really brings I feel like a really good trendiness to the things that she makes that I am not as good at. And so I'm always enjoying seeing what she's got going. I feel like it could go in a fashion magazine every time I see it.
Yes, she definitely brings the cool factor for sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's get going with Kristen. And then we can talk a little bit about our sale and those things as we're moving along.
Awesome. So I am going to highlight me. All right, cool. So I'm going to be using our Wig Jig Delphi, which is this little acrylic jig right here, to help create this honeycomb shape. And then I have these really sweet little bees from our friends over at TR Cast. And I know we have some GBE people that sell all of these TR Cast little bees. I think it was Kay at Stars Beads does, and if anybody else does from the GBE group, let us know. Is there some feedback a little bit on my end right now?
Yeah, just keep going, Kristen. There's not anything you can do about it.
All right. Sorry, guys.
Just wanted to let anybody that just joined us to know we know that it's not going perfectly. We're just kind of marching through it. So thank you, everybody, for sticking with us and being patient.
Is it cutting out? Is that what's happening?
No, it's just kind of fuzzy.
Okay.
No worries. Just keep going.
All right. Just
You're
keep
all right.
going. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Just keep eating.
Okay, so this is a sweet little jig we got here. It's an acrylic jig, and what I have on the back right now is just a little Post-it note. So I drew my honeycomb design here, and I just stuck it behind so that I could set up my pins for my design. And these pins all come in when you buy the Wig Jig Delphi. You get about 10 pins with the actual jig itself. And then I also have these super pegs here, which are an add-on, and they give you circle shapes if you need circle shapes. It will say that this one is for the Delphi as well. So we've got Star Clasps and Kelly's Bead Boutique both sell the bead parts. Awesome. Tools, I have a wire whacker, which is this guy right here, and that's going to help me work harden my wire. I have Softflex craft wire in 20 gauge. I'm using the gold plated right now. Kim said I do my best work when I'm fuzzy. That's perfect.
You're fuzzy like a bee.
You're fuzzy like a bee. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm fuzzy like a bee.
Buzzing like a bee too.
I'm buzzing and I'm fuzzy. So I cut myself 8 inches of Softflex craft wire in 20 gauge, and I'm using the gold plated. And then I've got some tools here. I have a pair of round nose pliers and chain nose pliers, and these have our tool magic on them. So it creates a nice nylon coating for when you're working with craft wire or colored wire to help protect it.
Hey, do you find that's working really well? I still haven't used it.
Yes, I really like it. And what really worked, because you can take the tool magic off, it peels off, but I decided I would just put them on my second pair of tools so that they always had the nylon on there. And then if it just starts to wear off, I can re-dip it.
Re-dip. So do you just open it and dip the tool inside of the package?
I did. So I opened up this tool magic here. And
open it up so we can look at it. Sorry.
That's okay.
We've sold this for years and I've never used it. I don't know what my problem is. So do you shake it up or stir it up?
I was just going to say, since I've had it for a little while now, you should probably just stir it up when you get it using, like, I don't know, a popsicle stick or something that you're going to toss, you know. Stir that up, dip it, and then when you go, you have to, like, let it sit open face like this. I think I let it sit overnight.
That's smart. Yeah, that makes sense.
So you could put it like on some sort of little dish or tray or something that will let it stand open face just like that. And then you can peel it off. It doesn't harm your tools in any way, so you can always take it off when you no longer need it, or if it gets that you need to re-dip it. I actually dipped it, I think I dipped it 2 times just to give it a nice thick coating. And so now these are all basically nylon, and I can use them to not harm my wire. So, and you just use it like you would your regular, your regular tool. So I'm just going to first take my round nose pliers and create myself a little loop. And get that off there. Just like so. And I'm going to place this in this peg in the corner. So if you see, I put pegs all around to make the honeycomb shape, and then I have one in the corner, and that's sort of like my guide peg, my little lead peg. I have a nice straight piece of wire that I used the nylon jaw pliers to straighten out before I got started. And now we're going to wrap around each of the pegs to make our shape. Here's the trick when you're using this jig, is you don't want to move the wire, you actually want to move the jig itself. And so we're going to first wrap around this top peg here, just like so. Pull it nice and tight, all the way around. You can even just see, so that's where my first loop is, up at the top. And then we're going to move to the next peg. And to get a nice straight line, we're actually going to kind of go in a little bit and score it, and then move to the next peg. And we're going to do that each time. So I'm going to twist my jig, move to the next peg. I'm going clockwise. And then I'm just going to pop my wire past the next peg on the wheel and then back again. And what it does is it creates a nice score and a hard edge here. We'll do that one time and then come back. And then when we get back to our top peg, we are just going to wrap it all the way around again. And now we've got our completed shape. And the nice thing about the jig is if you have this set up, you can keep this and you can knock out a bunch in a row to get your shape done and keep them consistent. And then when you pop it off, it will be a little three-dimensional and wonky, and we're just going to work to get that to be closer together. So move this out of my way. And I don't think we even talked about our craft wire sale we have going on that just started today, Sarah. So
no, we haven't.
Let me mention that. We are doing a buy 3, add 1 more free. So you got to add 4 to your cart, but 3 will be what you purchase, and you'll get the 4th one of equal or lesser value free. And you can even do buy 6, get 2 free. Buy 9, get 3 free. And that's for retail priced orders. And that just started today and only runs till tomorrow. So it's a 48-hour sale. And you can mix and match between all of the different gauges and colors and shapes of that wire. The round, that's the most common that we have, and that one doesn't say round on it. But then we also have a square shape, and I'm not sure I have any half round left. We may have totally closed that one out. But we do have mostly round and then also some square. So here's a few different colors I've got here. I'm using the gold plated, but there's also the non-tarnished silver plated. This is bronze. This is the non-tarnished copper. We've got pewter, vintage bronze, which is one of my favorites, and antique copper. And then there's also some fun colors as well. These are more neutrals. I think we have some rose gold. That one I don't seem to have in my stash. So, all right, so back to this guy. So we've got this three-dimensional shape. I'm going to use my flush cutters, and I'm just going to trim off the wire and only leaving my loops. But first, I'm going to kind of squish my loops a little bit flatter closed. So using my chain nose pliers, I'm just going to go one by one and flatten out those loops. Then I can trim off any of my excess wire. I'm using my flush cutters. I want the flush side to be the one that's closest to my loop. So this way it's a nice clean cut. Just like that, being careful not to cut your loops themselves. Are you going to say something, Sarah?
Oh, I was just going to say, Motorcrafts asks, are the craft wires considered dead soft? I think they're a little bit harder than dead soft. I think it's listed in our details, Damien, for craft wire. So maybe you can look and see what it says exactly. I don't think it's quite dead soft. It's a little bit harder than that.
I feel like they're considered soft, and then you can work hard in them to half hard is what I believe.
Yeah, the temper of the wire is soft. It can be tempered to half hard.
Awesome.
Thank
Okay.
you.
So now you'll see we're still a little three-dimensional here. So now this is where James has taught me that I need to have patience. And we just kind of fiddle and work the wire a little closer together, teeny tiny bit at a time. Because
Kristen,
my mind, yeah.
yeah. Kristen just has a bad internet connection today, and we're just running through it anyway. So we've asked that you just be patient, and sorry if it's bothering you about the audio, but we do know that it's not working really well. It just is what it is today.
Should
Go
I
ahead,
stop
Chris.
talking? Should I just bead and not talk? Do you want to talk, Sarah?
No, you're doing great. You're doing great. I think we can hear most of what you're saying, and it's just, I think people's natural reaction is they want to let us know there's something wrong, you know?
Okay.
So
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't so bad that I should just stop talking.
no, it's okay. It just sounds like you're living in some remote place with, as a news reporter. Bad signal.
Okay.
And James says, yes, do not fight the wire.
That's really been the biggest lessons you've taught me, James, because I just really want to yank it, and then when you yank it, you just totally mess up your shape. So you have to be very patient and just give it little wiggles until it gets closer and closer. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put down my shape here on the wire whacker. This is going to get loud for a second, and my camera will bend, will shake a little bit. I'm just going to smash this a few times, and if I wasn't on video, I would do it a few more and also turn it to the other side. And what that does is that changes the molecular consistency of your actual wire and makes it harder and less easy to manipulate, which is what we want because we want it to stay straight. So after you work hard in your wire, just going to take my chain nose pliers and I'm going to grab a hold of one of the loops, and I'm just going to pop it up, just like so. So I'm taking it from a flat position and I'm popping it out. I'm doing them in the same direction. And you want to work hard in it before you do this part because once your loops are there, it's a little harder. So you could probably take it like off to the side and hold your loops if you end up turning them up first. And now we have these cute little loops here that we can add our jump rings to. So I've got these fun little twisted jump rings, which you can find these in our out section at softflexcompany.com. And they are on sale, and then you can also get an extra 10% off anything in the outlet or closeout section through tomorrow. So these are, well, let's see if they say what size. They're 6mm open, and they have this really great little texture on there. And we've got them in silver, in gold.
Yeah, our entire outlet and closeout is on sale this week. That was our regular sale this week. The craft wire we threw in since we were doing coffee and craft wire. So no coupon necessary, right? You just add items that are already on sale. So you'll see their sale price, and then you'll see another discount pop into your cart.
Correct. No coupon for either sale, for either closeout, for outlet, or for the craft wire.
All at softflexcompany.com.
All right, so there's our jump ring at the top of the earring, and then we'll have another little jump ring for our bead.
I love the tiara cast charms. They're so cute.
They really are. They really, really are. They do such a good job. And they have
I like the
backside
two-tone.
too. So look at, you've got your bee on the front, and then you also have a cute little backside. So your bee has two sides. I know the two-tone is fun. So lastly, we'll just add our ear wire. Before I do that, let me show you guys here. So on this one, I did it all silver, and I patina painted the bee. So you can use a little patina paint to dress up your bee. You can do them in black.
Cute. You have bee earrings for days.
I know. Here's a copper one, the little copper twisty rings. This one I probably paint because everything was copper except for my charm that I had. But I do know Tiara Cast does multiple metal types, so you could be able to get a copper bee instead of a silver bee.
Yeah, and I think the bees are available at Stars Clasps and Kelly's Bead Boutique if you want to grab some of those.
Awesome. And then
of course, we have our Be Kind design kit out, and there may be some bees inside there. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I noticed I flipped my loops down on this one, which is fine, but I flipped them up on my other one yesterday. So, you know, you can go either way.
That's
Just
cool.
make sure whatever way you go, you flip them the same way.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And then last, you can make yourself an ear wire, but you can switch and go. You can. I was going to say you can go, Sarah, if you want, and I can come.
No,
I'll just share.
No, make an ear wire. I love this project.
Okay, this is super fast. Okay. So to do the ear wire, you need one of these super pegs. This is the smallest one in the kit in the little super peg set. And you just have to have a little peg. I didn't even move my honeycomb because I can keep it there without touching it. And I can just add that round one next to that peg there. And I'll take another piece of wire. This one can be kind of small, like probably 2 inches or so. You'll create your loop, and this will be your ear wire loop. Just like that. I usually put it in a lowercase d. Just tighten that up a little bit. So that when I put it on the peg, it's in lowercase d. And then just twist it around your super peg to create that really nice circle shape. And then you can play with how you want this to be. If you just want it to cut the flush side facing your earring, you can leave it like that. You can use your chain nose pliers at the end and just create a little bump or something like that. You can pinch them a little more. And when you're happy with it, again, you would work harden both sides a few times. And then you would use this little tool or a file. This is called a Bur Cup. And what you do is you just put it in the end and you file down the edge where you got your wire. And you've got yourself a matching ear wire. So that's really helpful if you're working with wire that is not something you have an ear wire color for, or if you just want to make your own cool shape. This is done the same way. I just made it a little shorter, whereas this one's a little bit longer. And like and when I'm using the black wire, I was really able to just use that same color. We do sell the Bur Cups, yes. All right, I'm all done.
Those are so cute, Kristen.
Thank you.
They look really great. Kristen will post pictures of those onto our Instagram and into our VIB group, and of course into the Great Bead Extravaganza later today, so you can see a real clear picture of some of those beehive options. Does that sound okay, Kristen?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Awesome. Okay, so let me show you what I have going on over here. So this is a project that I actually made before the pandemic. Like everything in life, I've been measuring it. Is it pre-pandemic or post-pandemic? This was made quite a while ago, I think 2 years ago. And it was when we were having maybe a Kumihimo sale or craft wire sale or something. And it was my first time using craft wire on a Kumihimo disc. And I just haven't had the opportunity to go back and play with this project a little bit more. And in fact, when I was playing with it, I did do some of it on a video, an older video, but I didn't have it complete. And so I thought, oh, it would be fun to be able to complete this today and maybe try it in a different gauge. And so I have a few lessons that I've learned along the way that I'm going to share with you. But this initial one was made using our 20 gauge Softflex craft wire in the non-tarnish silver. And it worked really well with the 20 gauge. It was a lot less challenging than it has been with the 22 gauge for, I think, a couple of reasons. The work hardening, I think, is definitely key when you're going back and forth and sometimes pulling on it with nylon jaw pliers. It can really work harden the wire. And since it is a copper wire, it can snap. And so I have found that when I did it with the 20 gauge, it was just a little bit easier for that reason alone. And yeah, so let's look at the 22 gauge that I've been working on this week. I talked with Mr. James in the office, and we had some beautiful dark blue. I wish I could get the color on here really well. It's a really, really lovely dark blue. It looks a lot like our dark blue Softflex. It has like a little bit of a teal, like a deep dark teal tone to it. And it's a color that I don't use in our craft wire often enough. Now that I've used it, I realize I really love it a lot, and I'm going to want to use it again in the future. So yeah, I got 8.
It does like a lot like dark blue. Yeah, it does look a lot like dark blue lapis, which is one of my favorite Softflex colors.
It's so similar. You're going to have to get some in this color if you haven't already in the craft wire. I think you'd really like it. It's really pretty. Okay, so I picked up 8 spools of craft wire. You don't need 8 full spools. There's quite a bit on a spool. It's 15 yards. So you definitely don't need, I mean, I did a whole bracelet and I'm not even barely touching the surface of this. So you could definitely cut a spool up if you wanted to, rather than doing full spools. That's just kind of where I went with it. So I did my regular Kumihimo braiding like I normally would. What I had done to start, let me pop this off of here. Probably going to break it even further. What I had done to start was I had 8 strands of craft wire. I wrapped a piece of tape around them just to hold them together. And then I just started braiding on my Kumihimo disc. And when I was done, I had these 8 loose ends. And what I had done, just like with the 20 gauge, after I wrapped the tape on it, I turned the ends of the craft wire over so that they couldn't tug out as I was pulling my braid. But unfortunately, with the 22 gauge, it was thin enough that by bending it, I think I work hardened it a little too much. And then it ended up that when I cut all those extra pieces off and wrapped this, my one piece that I had left ended up snapping and breaking when I was attaching the clasp. So my suggestion would be A, to leave a lot longer of a piece. My pieces were a little too short. And B, my suggestion would be to just try to keep those wires straight, even though it's a little difficult at the beginning to get the braid going without them slipping out. Just be patient and slow at the beginning. Once you get a little piece going, they aren't going to pull through anymore. You know, you just have to kind of get it locked down into the Kumihimo disc. Let me bring this up close so you can see what that braid looks like. So this is the 22 gauge if you wanted to go thinner. And here is the kind of a comparison of 20 gauge and 22 gauge in the two different colors.
Nice
James is saying a clamp helps too. Yeah, a clamp would be great. I didn't have a clamp on hand, but like a soft clamp would be nice. Something with like a plastic coating or some sort of coating on it so that it didn't mar the wire coating.
Dip your clamp in
what colors do we have? We have a wide variety of craft wire colors: silver, gold, brass, blues and greens and reds. You'll have to go to the website to see all of those different colors that are available. Did I miss any other questions, Kristen?
I was going to say that you can dip your clamp in Tool Magic, and for you guys looking at the website, make sure to click through into each gauge because you'll see different colors we offer there. And it is separated by two. There's a silver plated section and a non-silver plated section. So if you like want 20 gauge, just know there's two places to click to see the different colors in each, silver plated and non-silver plated.
So I'm just going to bring you guys out here just a little bit. Hopefully I don't drop my whole tripod here. Bring you out a little bit so you can see, let's see where I left off. So I can tell where I left off because my last wire will go over the top in both directions. And so I can see that's where I left off. So I face that way and then turn. And I know this is my next spot that I need to pick up. You can find instructions for Kumihimo on multiple projects on our YouTube channel. So I'm not going to go over, all the details of starting it. I'm just going to do a couple of passes so that you can see what I was doing. And then we're going to take it off of here and see if I can attach a clasp on the other side without breaking the wire this time. So I was doing nylon jaw pliers. I did 2 of these last night. I was doing nylon jaw pliers on the first one through every pass, which I had suggested with the 20 gauge on the video. I had done that a lot. With this wire, though, I found that it was harming the coating. It was just a little bit the coating on the 22 gauge just seems a little bit thinner. And I just didn't want to keep doing that. So I tried again. And what I found worked best was to lift my wire, kind of lift it to the center of where I'm going to the right, and then up and over. So I'm kind of making sure that that wire goes right through that center and locks in place. And then here, I'm going to lift down here and then place it. And that way, those 2 wires come right next to each other to create my braid. And then I just go to the next one. So that's why this looks a little wonky, is because it's picking up where it sits here. But once it gets into the braid, it doesn't seem to matter. And so I was doing a lot of extra work that wasn't necessary. But that's what you learn when you're doing a new project.
That's what I was thinking, is that when it actually starts braiding anyway, you're not going to notice that it's got a little bit of bumps in it. So it's just going to be part of the braid.
You're giving it its own wave in the braid. And then you just keep going. I was doing this while I was giving my kids a bath last night. I'm busy doing Kumihimo, play with your boats. So it's really easy. It's one of those things you can pick up and put down very easily, whether it's with craft wire or soft flex beading wire or whatever it happens to be that you're using, a thread or cord. You can use so many different types of materials, and you can intermix materials too. So you could do a little bit of craft wire and then a little bit of cording if you wanted to. and mix them together. And then as I go down, it just keeps on braiding. So I'm going to go ahead and try to take this off now. Let me see. Let me get this back up here and we'll move you over. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to snip each of these just below my Kumihimo, just to get those spools out of the way. And that should give me more than enough wire to hopefully finish something off here. So a lot of times when I come up with a new project idea, I like to try it in different materials. Like in this case, I'm doing it in 2 different colors and 2 different gauges to see what's going to happen to it. My instinct is to roll up all these spools of wire, but that isn't important right now. So I'm going to over. I'm like, I must roll up wire. Okay. So
That's funny.
It's silly, right? Like, why is that important right now? Okay, so now I'm just gonna pop this off. Gather all my wires. And I'm not gonna overwork harden them this time. Just gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna pick 1 wire and I'm just gonna wrap that around the base here. And if I want, I could even wrap another wire. I could do 2 wires probably, and that would be fine. I'm just trying to keep that end together.
Peggy is asking, do you sell those cutters you are using? Yeah, they are the precision strength flush cutters, and we do have them at softflexcompany.com.
Not these ones. I accidentally grabbed out my Pro cutters. Those are older ones. I do sell these ones, yes, and I will use those now.
See,
I always have them in my bag still, so they... Okay, so now I've got 7 wires, and I am just going to slowly kind of pick those off and snip those, leaving just 1 wire in the center. Although I was thinking earlier today, and I should have done this, maybe we'll try it now. I was thinking, you know what? I should leave 2 wires just in case one breaks. And then I didn't do it. Maybe we'll try it with 2 wires and see. So those ends don't matter too much. You don't have to be real precise. They shouldn't pull out because they're braided. So you're just going to kind of get in as close as you can, and they should be held in place by this wire that's wrapped around it. I'm going to try it with 2 wires and see what happens. I string my cone on, which you can find on our website. These are Tiara cast cones as well. And it just fits down into that wire wrap piece, so you don't see any of that top end. I don't know. Let me see if this will fit in here well. Be okay. What I think I might do is just pull one to the side, and then it'll be kind of my extra piece in case I have breakage. I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers, just a little bit above my cone, and create a 90-degree angle, and then go over the top and change my pliers so they're on the side and then around the bottom. And that'll give me a nice round loop. Then I can take my finding and slide it onto my loop. Grab it all with a chain nose plier, and then I can start wire wrapping. And I'm just going to do kind of a messy wire wrap. And since I have this extra wire just in case, I will just do that too. Wrap that around a couple times just to make sure that this cone isn't going to slip up over what I've created here. And then when I feel pretty good about how it's looking, I can go ahead and trim it and tuck those little ends in to the best of my ability, so they don't get caught on anything if you're wearing a sweater or, and that's when I go ahead and can bend this into a bracelet shape. So if I hadn't broken this end, I would have a beautiful blue bracelet. And you kind of take your time on that, you know, just keep moving it into kind of a big oval. Now, you could draw this through a draw plate if you wanted to even out all your links, if you wanted it to look really even and clean. You can also take your nylon jaw pliers and just gently squeeze if there's any places where maybe a link is kind of sticking out or doesn't look quite right. You can do that too.
It's always nice when we have something that doesn't work, because now that gave you the idea to leave 2 strands in case you have an issue.
Yeah, no, and it helps everybody else to learn from what happens to me, you know, and that's why I like to do projects multiple times, because what happened in this project isn't necessarily what's going to happen in this project. And so it's good to see, like, how is it affected when it goes into a thinner gauge? And, you know, what can I do to alleviate that issue? So that is my Kumihimo bracelet for today. I'm going to feel undone, so I may have to do a full one again so that I can complete it.
I know, right?
It's hard to leave things so undone.
I think we have draw plates in the outlet as well. We have like a wooden draw plate in the outlet, which would work really nicely with the craft wire.
Oh yeah, that would be great. Yeah, and it's probably like a super good sale today because of that discount that we're doing.
So just to remind everybody, it is buy 3, add 1 more free. So you have to have 4 craft wire items in your cart, and 1 will be marked free by the system, and it is for retail price purchases only.
Yeah, that's really important. You want to pick your 4. We're not going to pick for you. So, and it can be any gauge, any color, any kind of craft wire. So you pick your 4 and the system will choose the one of least value as your free item. Correct. And that's softflexcompany.com. Our craft wire is made in the USA. It is a copper-based wire with sometimes a silver plating, sometimes not. And then it has a really wonderful coating on the outside that makes it hypoallergenic and non-tarnishing, unless you get the Bur copper. And so it's really fun to work with because it doesn't change colors over time. It always stays whatever color that it came as. It's got a very durable plating and coating. You do have to be careful with it. Like I was talking about, if you overwork it, it will snap. It is copper wire. So, you know, a lot of bending and bending and bending, eventually it will harden to the point where it snaps. And the coating, you do have to be careful by using things like Tool Magic or nylon jaw pliers. You can usually make sure you don't mar it or, you know, tear it off, but it is fairly durable. And it comes in 18 gauge is our thickest, which is my next test, I think, on the Kumihimo. What will that be like? 18 gauge is our thickest, up to 28 gauge is our thinnest.
And we have someone asking, Janelle's asking, what gauge do you like working with the best? I know personally, I tend to be in The 20 gauge tends to be one I work with a lot. I can use it for ear wires. It's strong enough to create shapes like I did today. And you can wrap with it really well if I do like a stone wrapping or something like that. And I like to go, so 20 gauge, if I was only going to get one, that would probably be my gauge. And then I also like to go one up and one below it. So everything from like 22, 20, and 18 is probably where I tend to be in my wheelhouse. How about you, Sarah?
I kind of go all over the place because there are times when I like to use the thinner gauges to embellish. So like on Kristen's honeycomb, for example, you could take a 26 gauge and wrap it on each end and then string beads on it and then wrap it on the other end and go back and forth to add beads to that shape. And I love doing stuff like that.
Right.
I've done some really fun ornaments that way and some really cute pendants. So that usually is like 20 gauge and 26 gauge mixed together. Typically, I would say I mostly use 20 and 22 gauge when I'm using like wig jigs and making ear wires and, you know, the kinds of things that I would typically do with craft wire. But there are times where those thinner gauges are really nice to have just to add some embellishment.
And I think you can embellish with 24 pretty well as well. So 24, 22, 20, and 18 would probably be like my pack.
Yeah, and I think the 28 is more people that are doing like crochet and knitting.
I haven't tried that. Yeah, I haven't tried the crochet.
That's where those thinner gauges come in. If you're curious why we even carry it, you know, since it's not something that Kristen or I use on a regular basis. There are a lot of people out there that use craft wire for all sorts of interesting things. And the thinner gauges are great for things like that, like crocheting and knitting and weaving and such.
Someone also was asking earlier, we just didn't get a chance to answer it, is our crimps, our sterling silver crimps, are they totally sterling?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're not silver filled or they're not, you know, covered or coated or plated. They're solid sterling silver and there are solid tubes too. So the way that they're made isn't rolled. They are made as a solid tube with no seams. And we make them just a little bit thicker than most that you'll find on the market. The black oxidized are also sterling silver. They've just been oxidized to become the color black. So, and then we have gold filled and copper as the other two options.
Awesome.
Kim, what are you using? What are you using your 28 gauge for, Kim? We would love to hear, since that's not something that's in our wheelhouse. Let us know what you've been doing with it. So a couple things coming up for Takeover Day for the Great Bead Extravaganza. Don't forget the first giveaway should be posting into the group any minute now. I forget what time it's scheduled for, but any minute now it'll be posted.
Yeah, I may have done it already.
Yeah, so it has instructions. I'm not going to go through it again. We will pin it into the announcements when we're done with this video, so you can find it easily once it posts. And you have, when are we picking winners, Kristen?
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning, like 9 a.m. again, or?
Yeah, by 9 a.m. I'll post it.
Okay, so you've got until then to enter to win. Kristen will pick a winner in the morning. I will be doing a second giveaway coming up here on Instagram. And so the Great Bead Extravaganza has an Instagram page. I don't know if you know, but you need to go follow it. I'm going to do a Instagram reel there today. So that's a short 30-second video that will show some sort of tutorial. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet, but I will be doing something, probably with craft wire. And you'll be able to see the reel there. We're gonna post giveaway 2 there right around 11 a.m. And so look for that in that giveaway, and it'll have instructions there, so you don't have to remember this. But you'll enter to win a $25 store credit there. And all you have to do is comment on that post, not the reel, but the post. It'll say giveaway number 2, and tag 3 friends in the comments. So when you comment, you're going to tag 3 of your friends who you think would also benefit from following the Great Beat Extravaganza on Instagram, and see if they want to enter to win as well. Make sure you follow the page. If you're not a follower on the page, then you cannot win. So make sure you're following and you comment on that post.
And we are talking in Pacific time. So someone's asking about the time, but yeah, it's Pacific time is what we're discussing. So 11 a.m. Pacific time today.
Yes. Yeah, right around there. We're not perfect on timing, but right around there. And we'll have a third giveaway that Kristen will talk about later today when she jumps on at 2 p.m. with her second project of the day. Kristen's regularly on our Softbooks Company page and our YouTube channel every Monday at 2 p.m. Pacific. And so she's going to jump into the Great Beat Extravaganza group again at that time too. Right, Kristen?
I am, yes. Looking forward to that. And we are going to be working with the renewal kit, which is now sold out, but we still have our Be Kind kits available. So I'm going to open one of our mystery kits and work with some items from in there to create a necklace and a pair of earrings today. And it'll give you an idea of what our mystery kits are like. And you can go pick up the Be Kind kit that's available right now.
This is a super cute kit. And it is chock full of really good stuff, extra stuff than what we would normally have. One last thing, you'll see us on Saturday. I think we're at 1 p.m. Pacific time, which is 4 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday. And Kristen will be using the Lakeside Design Kit. It has sold out. Unfortunately, we don't have any more of them. But Kristen will be using this. I'll be using some new products that that we just got in and that are going up live this week. So we're going to have some fun projects and lots of great times. And then, of course, you'll see our other 14 presenters this weekend doing their 1-hour presentations too. So it's going to be a whole lot of fun. You know, clear your calendar for the whole weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and join us. And we're just going to have a blast on Saturday at 1 o'clock. Anything else to add, Kristen?
I said cuteness overload. Valley is asking, should we not be disclosing its of a market and or Be Kind yet? Right. The Lakeside is not going to be open until Saturday, so we don't want to show it till after we open it on Saturday. And Be Kind is not until the end of this month, June 30th. You don't show anything until after June 30th.
Yeah, so if you weren't understanding Kristen because she was breaking up a lot, the Lakeside will be this weekend and we will have a giveaway attached to it and we'll explain it on Saturday. So if you want to jump in and do a giveaway like we normally do with our kits and you have that Lakeside kit, you can show it after Kristen reveals it on Saturday. And then Be Kind, I will be revealing on the last Wednesday of this month. And we will have a brand new kit available that day. And Be Kind can then be revealed by everyone else what they've been making. If you haven't joined our Facebook group, our VIB Facebook group, you guys, you have to go join it and see what the designers make with our kits. It's just amazing. They blow me away every single month with the variety of designs people can make with the same exact beads. It's really fantastic. Okay, so I think we're gonna hop off. I'm gonna head over to Instagram and make a reel for the Great Beat Extravaganza. Make sure you go follow us and then hop back there after 11 today to enter to win our second giveaway of the day. I hope you guys enjoy our takeover today. We've got a lot planned for you and we're super excited to be able to be in charge of the group today. Okay, Kristen, I think you're a little broken up. So if you want to say bye. And you can, or I'll just say bye for both of us. Poor Kristen. Okay, so I'm going to say bye for both of us. Thank you for everything today, you guys. Don't forget the craft wire is buy 3, get 1 free. You have to put 4 in your cart to get it, though, so we know which 4th one you want. And you can also get that extra discount on closeouts and outlets on our website, which is softflexcompany.com.